Thank you. And I recognize, actually, our chair, Mr. Babin, will be, or Dr. Babin, will be our next for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it. And again, thank you, witnesses, for being here. I'd like to address the notion that implementing research security is too costly, or that agencies and institutions are not funded enough to enact appropriate controls. I'd like to remind my colleagues, especially on the other side of the aisle, that taxpayer funding for research is not a right. It is a privilege. If researchers and institutions cannot protect federally funded research from foreign exploitation, they simply should not be receiving funding. I also challenge institutions to evaluate their priorities. Funding for diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, at universities has exploded over the last decade. DEI staffing growth has outpaced faculty hiring, increased tuition costs, and done nothing to increase Black and Hispanic graduation rates. At R1 and R2 universities, which receive the lion's share of federal research funding, mandatory DEI curriculum is estimated to cost over $1.8 billion over 4 years, according to reporting from last March. The average spending at R1 universities on DEI is $8.5 million annually. NSF alone funds $2 billion for DEI-aligned STEM research benefiting R1 universities. If we are really worried about funding research security, then we should prioritize it over DEI. I'd also like to talk about R1 universities and staffing and compensation. At DEI investment, as I said, averaging $8.5 million annually, has exploded over the years. And where was that other one? Here it is. I'm sorry. R1 universities lead in DEI investment, averaging $8.5 million annually, as I said. That's 0.62% of total expenditures. The University of Michigan employs 241 DEI staff at an annual cost of $30.68 million. While Ohio State University increased its DEI workforce from 88 employees at $7.3 million to 189 employees at $20.38 million. DEI executive salaries frequently exceed faculty earnings, with OSU's DEI head earning $300,000 and University of Michigan's former chief diversity officer earning $431,000. Just for the record, I would like to mention those. I'd also like to have a question here for all four of you, if you don't mind, if I've got time, and I think I do. Would you agree that delays in implementing NSPM 33 increased the risk that U.S. taxpayer-funded research was compromised or transferred abroad? We'll start with you, Dr. Kaiser.
Chairman Babin, we started at NSF and working together with the interagency to implement NSPM 33 as soon as it was released. We prevented and prohibited the participation in malign foreign talent recruitment programs by NSF staff. We required that NSF staff be U.S. citizens. We also began the coordination among our agencies to harmonize on the very important disclosure requirements that are needed by those applying for federal research. And it did, we have been successful in having a harmonized approach to that disclosure, which is currently being implemented. We also have taken efforts, of course, to make sure that we convey to universities that this is a joint responsibility, that they have a responsibility not only to disclose to us, but to address research security risks as soon as they are found, and that they need to have programs in place to do so. The Secure Center and Secure Analytics has been established to assist in that regard. It is active. It is providing tools and information and coordination. An example, I think, of the way that this is working and that this is in train is just in the past week, I have received 3 emails that were forwarded to me from researchers in the community who had been approached for recruitment by Chinese malign foreign talent recruitment programs. Now, the fact that they were approached, even now in 2025, is extremely concerning. The fact that they came to us and notified us of that is great progress in that regard. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention, however, is that, unfortunately, the PRC government keeps moving the goalposts. So these foreign talent recruitment programs, the names of them are not on any list because the names keep changing. And so this is why we have to have consistent due diligence and keep at this and not rest on our laurels.
Absolutely, thank you. And I'm out of time, and I know the other three would certainly have some very good answers that I'd be very curious to hear, and all of us would be, but I will yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I agree. It's actually riveting testimony. I think everybody here would be interested to hear more on, but we'll continue on and stick with my rules.